Hey everybody, welcome to Zhishkov near my studio. And today I wanted to do something different. I'm going to take a look at different recycling places here and see if I can find some unusual surfaces that I'll be able to paint on. So let's take a look and see what we can find in site number 1, which is near the TV tower. Oh, it looks pretty bleak. Looks like the garbage just came. It's Monday. So there's actually an old suitcase. Let's see what we got. I mean, this suitcase isn't terrible. There's some bedding. No way, there's a painting in here. Alright, so we found a painting. It's on plastic. It's meant to be. That is rough. It's been burnt or something. Okay. I know there's also a little free library thing over here. I can't believe there's an actual painting in here. And it's backwards. Just coming apart. Like the string is on the inside. Let's see, do we have anything in here? Don DeLillo book. And then alright. So we got like a baby's shaker thing and an actual painting, which is kind of remarkable, with some gross stuff on it. Thought about just taking that suitcase, because you could definitely paint on that surface as well. But it is kind of gross. Wonder how it's held together. I don't think it's gonna work. No. Alright. I'll be happy with what I have. I could come back with a razor blade and cut the top of that thing off, which maybe I'll do. I don't even know what this painting represents. This actually is, that is a real painting, strangely. I think that's used, like, made with a drip marker. But if you look in the light, that actually is a painting, enamel or something. So I'm already getting some ideas. I wish it didn't. I'm scared to know what that is. It's kind of warped. It's kind of warped there as well. Yeah, I can work with this for sure. I can't believe there's actually a painting in there. Not a terrible frame. It's like one of those IKEA frames. And then the rattles, the balls, I'm not sure what I can be doing with these. Maybe take them apart and roll them around. Could fill them in paint and roll them around. Or just take them apart and roll them around. We'll see. Alright, so one thing I'm going to need is some baby wipes to get that schmutz off of it. So we're going to up on supplies here. Get some baby wipes and some chips maybe, you know, for chomping. It's a good combo. Brienne. Alright, baby wipes. Alright, this is kind of my speed. Chamomile, 45 crowns. Alright. And now we got our supplies, some baby wipes, and some chips. This is going to keep me going. And we can do a little, if you want to see what my studio looks like, take a peek at that too. Going for a little bit longer form videos. You can see I have you can barely see it. I do have a gallery in the window here, a little digital window, different stuff. And this is the home of Oko Academy, which is where I teach painting. Here we have Blaja, everybody's favorite Griffon. Bite Sam. Up. So you can meet Blaja. She's very nice. She's a really good cat. But this is what's important, is this painting. So let's start cleaning it up. Alright, so looking at our painting here, just going to start by removing whatever this weird stuff is. It's just kind of scary. But the surface is plastic, and this comes off really easy. I might, you know, this surface is so smooth, it's not going to really want paint to stick to it. So I think I'm going to rough up the surface, and I'm going to actually sand this down too, and then I can get rid of this, whatever it looks like a leaf. Looks like a leaf that has fallen on there. So let's pop this out of there. Alright, so now we can see it free. Weird. I guess this is, we almost have a piece of masonite here. I mean, of course I'm tempted because I just paint on masonite. This is really, really thin masonite. But this would be an okay, really easy to surface to paint on. This is pretty thin. It's got like a plastic coating on it. I think it was the back. I think it was like probably on the back because you can see the string here coming through. So I think this was probably originally on this side. Well, maybe not. Here we got some tape. So the tape, oh yeah, the tape held the string. So this was probably the back of the painting. And then somebody came along and did the stick figure guy, which is kind of nice. I kind of like that guy. So let's rough this surface up a little bit. My nice mess. It's always good to work on top of your extra dog food that you have. It's usually a good surface. This is where I frame stuff. A little bit messy. I could just, you know, clean it up a bit. Alright, so hopefully by creating just a little bit more rough surface, we can get the paint to adhere a little bit better. Because if the surface, if you're painting on a surface which is like plastic, you're going to often find that the paint is very easily scratched off. And that's just because the paint doesn't really have a surface to stick to. So I got rid of the schmutz, whatever that weird leaf thing was. This actually comes off, which is strange. You know, the width of this mark makes me think it's like a dripstick, those things that people used to tag with. So I'm kind of surprised that a baby wipe is actually taking it off, but unless that's just from the powder where I sanded it. But some kind of interesting textures coming through here already. All right. Still not really satisfied with this surface, so I'm gonna put down a layer of acrylic medium on it, which I probably don't have really very much left of. Barely have any, but just gonna glop this on what I got. And this is just a clear acrylic medium, and this will kind of help unify the surface, I think, and also give it a little bit more tooth to grab onto. I've watered this down a little bit because I've been running out, kind of like when you add water to the end of your dish soap. It's kind of what I've been doing with my medium. And I have it written down too. It's like, buy more medium. Then I go to the art store and I'm like, I should buy fluorescent paint. So, yeah. All right, let this dry. So it's starting to get a little bit drier. Wait a little bit. I think I'm going to use a stencil to kind of cut out this shape and try to preserve this. And I'm noticing this, this little guy right here. It almost looks like a dog or a cat or something. Like this is an ear, kind of here. That's his nose and a little mouth, and then a tail here and some legs. So I feel like I'm gonna try to preserve this as like a cat of some sort. Probably stencil this off and then, you know, maybe make a low. Yeah, probably make like a low horizon line down here. So there's like a nice big gradient. Big gradient here coming up, big gradient coming down. Just for visual effect. And then this thing, I mean, logically, I think it's kind of ridiculous and awesome as part of the painting together. I suppose you could take these apart and crack them in half, maybe. And then this could be like a sun, you know, if you broke this in half, but I don't know how easily in half you could make these without like a little saw, which I do have like a little hack saw thingy I could maybe cut it with and use that as a sun. We got a red one that could also be a head. That could be interesting. Huh. Alright, we'll see what I end up doing with it. Looks like it's dry. Is it still wet? Looks like it's pretty much dry. So, yeah, let's cut out a stencil here. So, the way I'm gonna do this is just use this big masking tape, but I don't want it to be too sticky. So I'm gonna kind of dab it off on my jeans first. And not lay it down too hard. Do another one here. Dabby, dabby, dabby. I do have a business here, so sometimes people will wander in off the street. Alright. But probably moving studios soon. Yeah? Okay, I didn't put it down too hard because I don't want it to get rid of that. I suppose I can get rid of this. And this thing too. Although it's kind of nice to have a harder back on it. I'll make 2 of those. Alright, and we're just going to trace this outline. I like the gesture of this piece, as simple as it is. It's kind of interesting, like, you know, as a tag. But yeah, it's kind of like one, or maybe he started here, went down. That's probably the motion. Which I kind of like a little stick figure as a tag. It's kind of cool. Alright. So, now we get to take this off very lovingly. No! Why do you hate my life? God, thank you for letting me live. Alright, it's always good to, you know, have some prayers. Have some prayers while you paint. I'm going to try to line this up the best of my ability. I should have overlapped these and then taken them off as one. But I didn't, and now I have to live with the consequences. I think they were barely overlapped. Nice. Now I need my razor. Razor, where are you at? I was probably doing something ridiculous with it. Like cutting something. Blaja, hanging tough. Doing okay, buddy? There. Alright. Give me a second. Found my razor. It's right where I put it. Yeah. You know, I'm gonna go off on this a little bit, but I'm not gonna worry too much. It's kind of fun taking somebody's mark and making it into this based on what existed. Now it's transformed into this piece of tape, and it's transformed into a video. And whoever made this probably thought, well, this is it. I don't know what else was in that suitcase. Was some like bedding, some really gross bedding, but the suitcase looked pretty old. And my guess is whoever did this is pretty young, because access to the dripstick thing is probably something like a younger teenager would have, unless you're me, of course. Yada. Come on. There we go. But yeah, nice. Just gonna have to piece this together. The suitcase definitely didn't match this painting, and obviously the frame is very new, like a IKEA frame that's purchased in the last few years. Preserve that. Don't bring me down. Okay. I have to do this in pieces. Of course, it's like just a little bit too short, so I gotta do it from the top. Take it from the top. Just gonna force it in there. You're going there whether you like it or not. Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. Here we go. This is the fun one. Straight down the line. Little goofy. I'll keep the other space as well. Nice. It's all coming into pieces. All right, but this piece we got pretty good. Fair enough. Guess I don't have that inside piece missing. Do I need that? I'm just gonna roll with it. And Lord knows, that's probably this. No. Nope. I'm dumb. So it's torn off here. There we go. Alright, next up, I'm going to airbrush a gradient on this, and I think I'm going to go for a really low, in the bottom third, really low horizon line there. So upon closer inspection, I really feel like I got to preserve this, the schmutz, the area with the schmutz. I don't want to just paint all that, because I feel like I could probably build that out with like a simple stencil. So I'm gonna, you can kind of see the dog. I'll show you what I'm seeing. Right, so the dog kind of looks like that. So I can make him like he's kind of looking off this way. He's, you know, looking off into the distance. This guy, he's starting to feel like he has a cane. So maybe it's an old man with a cane and his dog. That could be it. Get this cut. Oh no, I'm destroying my surface completely. Tragedy. That's what happens. That's what happens when you don't take down the intensity of your stickiness. Just ripped a bit of the paper off, but it's no big deal. I can just glop. I'll glop on some more medium onto it. Gloppy. Yeah, just buff it right out, you know? Welcome to Jer's Auto Body Repair. That's how I fix it. Cool. So let's get this cut out, and I'll need to let that dry now. Let's get into a little bit of a gradient. I was thinking of putting some gradient in here sure I can see. Putting some gradient in here to do a sunset. So we will jump into that. I found that yellow is often the cloggiest of all my colors. So I do water it down a little bit. And that might be all we need. If we got red. Yep. You can kind of see that texture coming through of the sanded down parts, but I kind of like it. We need a lot of white. I could go over this a couple times, but I don't know, I might keep that kind of scratchy, sanded down quality. Do I have blue? I barely ever use blue, so I should have a lot. It's my custom mixing technique. Almost feels like a little cloudy coming in there. Got some cloudiness happening. A little white to it. Okay, we can deal with that. I wonder if we could scrape out a sky. Or scrape out some clouds. I'll leave it. But it would be fun to just scrape that surface. And then for this bottom part, maybe just oils. I guess he's kind of like on a cliff. The old man on a cliff. So I'm starting to think that, yeah, I'm gonna need to come down here with some oils. But this cloud, this background is just too blue. Too blue, baby, I love you. So, I'm gonna add some more red to it. Just to make it kind of, you know, this is the end of the night. And maybe we can pull some wispy sections out of there as well. Okay. A little bit more wispy nighttime clouds. So the painting's really starting to feel like he's looking out, you know, he's on some cliff or something, looking out at the sunset. Maybe he's on top of a hill. He's got that cane and he's got his little dog. But what color for this background now? I think I might just go with a really muddy brown. Like a muddy... Or should I go more purple blue? If any. Yeah, like a really dead blue. works well for these. And of course, there's not really any rules to painting, but there is stuff that works, like, you know, using shape and color. But in these little paintings that I do, where I'm finding stuff on the street, you can always feel really free to kind of play with subject matter you might not have played with otherwise. People make paintings. I suppose they do a class and then you can take something home. I was talking the other day about that and thinking, like, why do ceramics studios do so well? They always do kind of well. I don't know, maybe they don't, but they always seem to be able to pack classes in very quickly and fill classes. At least the little ceramics places I see around seem pretty lively, and they have groups of people in there. But I think a big part of it is that, you know, they get to take something home with them. It's something they know they can use, a coffee cup or whatever. And that's kind of part of the allure. Whereas with painting, it's such a pain to really learn how to paint. Here you're looking at me do this stick figure I found on the street. But, you know, it's such a pain and it takes so much time to learn how to paint that you can't just like pop into a class and immediately have something to take home. So people, I think, you know, they take these classes and then they're not happy with the paint, you know, the paintings they make, so they just throw it away or they get sick of it. They're like, why did I do that? Why did I even make that? Purples and blues are like the cheat code for kind of moody painting, but it's really easy to mix them too. All right, let's get this masking tape off of here. Yeah, I really like this texture in here. Actually worked out pretty nice. Better than I'd thought. I might need to do less than anticipated on that body. Huh. It's not too bad. Kind of like that guy. Now the dog. Doggy. Yeah, I don't think the dog really needs much. Maybe it's done. Maybe it's just done. I think I'm gonna put like a little bit. So let's get a little bit of that's it. Don't need much. I think that's actually, that could be it. I was gonna go more into the body, but I kind of like how it turned out, just, you know, without messing it up too much. I think the dog kind of worked well, and I don't think I really need to do much to it. So I just want to get off these little fingerprints. There we go. So now I've got to incorporate this thing somehow. I think I have the scissors. And I feel like this purple, yay. Well, those went quick. I feel like this purple could go well in the sky, but we're gonna have to find a way to crack this thing open. Oh, man, this thing does not want to stay together. We have these nice circle parts, which could be, I mean, you could use that like as an eyeball or something on a different sculpture. That'd be a cool eyeball. But I feel like this purple would go well with this purple. Maybe just a purple ball somehow. I'm gonna try to figure out how to crack this open. It looks like it's really glued together. So we're gonna need a very stupid solution to this. This is a solution so stupid that it just might work. Do you have faith in me, Blaja? You think it's gonna work? Is it gonna work? Blaja is unfazed with my stupidity. All right. When in doubt, see, I should have duct tape, but I don't. I'm just gonna tape it in. And you think this looks dumb, and I don't know if it's gonna work yet. It might be dumb. Oh, take the tape out. All right. Nope, it's gonna spin it, and then it's gonna cut my thumb. Okay. I feel like if we got it started, it would work, but or maybe it's spinning the wrong way. Held. Really does not want to be held. All right. Do I have a jigsaw? All right, so I think I've come up with another idea, and it just involves a lot more tape. It's going to use a lot more tape. I don't have proper materials here for cutting. Nice little bandsaw. Probably be terrible on a bandsaw actually, because it's circular. See, this is why I'm not a woodshop technician. As I often heard in the wood shop, you know, can I cut this like this? And the wood shop tech would say, it's not recommended. No, it's not recommended to tape a plastic child's toy to a table. I feel like if I just get it started, it'll go through. Holding. No way. I think I got it. Am I just cutting the table now? Wow, and look at that beauty. Has these little shaky balls inside. You didn't think that was gonna work, did you? Well, I've been around the block a while. Not even looks like a moon, but here we can see this is what, that's your sound makers. These little blue things. Yep. Needs to happen. So just clean up the edges on this a little bit. This is actually a original animation cell. All right, we got the glue gun. Got the glue gun ready to roll. Just gonna have to work on placement. I'm sure some of you are out there thinking, do not do it. There's no choice. There's no choice but to go in. Sorry. So I'm just gonna fill this up. Might as well. My glue is not totally hot. That can be good too. Alright, got some hot glue jelly. I think this is a set it and forget it sort of situation. Which side do I want down? I want this side down. Here we go. Pop it in and lock it. That's locked in. There we go. Oh, I kind of like that little shadow it makes naturally as well. So I'm just not going to touch that for a bit. And yeah. We've incorporated the baby rattle. So now all that's left is to sign it. It's on there secure. And I will, oh, it's a little eyeball. So I'm working as King Vitamin for this project. So sign my name as such. Boop. Yeah, you can use medium as glue as well. So there's the finished work. Thanks for watching. If you like this sort of thing, be sure to like and subscribe, do all that sort of stuff so you can see me find more stuff on the street and remake it, or other types of unorthodox painting videos. Till next time, happy painting.